Come closer to the fire, son. You see how it crackles. That's how it all began. That night in 1973, above the village of Grich, the sky split open like the Lord himself was about to descend. But it wasn't the Lord who came. No, it was something else. The old priest Petter's house, right on the edge of the forest, had been sealed for years. Everyone knew you don't go there, not because of snakes or wolves, but because of the sounds from the basement, like someone praying and laughing at the same time. One day, a young psychologist named Dragan Stevic arrived from Belgrade with a group of so-called paranormal researchers. Said they were advancing science, needed to investigate everything. With him came Sister Clara, a nun, but not a usual one. She belonged to an unrecognized order, never accepted by the Vatican. She had old Latin prayers tattooed on her arms and carried the dried hand of Saint Nicephor in her coat pocket. "Grandpa Avram," Dragan said, "they told me you're the last who knows what happened in that house." I just nodded. Didn't sit right with me. When old shadows stir, they never go quiet again. They entered the house on June 14th. St. Vitus Day, bad omen. Sister Clara stepped onto the threshold first, immediately crossing herself. "This ground is no longer holy," she said. They had to break open the basement door. It was nailed shut from the inside. A wave of rot and melted wax hit them as it opened. And on the wall, written in blood, "Non sum ego hic, est filius ius." I am not here, but his son is. In the basement, there she was, a girl, 10, maybe 11. Thin, pale, her right eye missing, a hollow socket dripping black tears. "My name is Milena. I played with the priest," she said. Sister Clara immediately began praying, but the girl just laughed. It wasn't a child's laugh. It was like stone breaking under the earth. "There are more of them in the walls. They are free," she said, laughing. When they tried to carry her out, Milena began convulsing, speaking in languages no one understood. Clara splashed her with holy water. Her skin bubbled like acid had hit it. Dragan recorded it, but the camera overheated and melted in his hands. Literally, plastic dripping down his fingers. Milena screamed, and it felt like the whole house shook. The window shattered, and on the ceiling, blood. Not paint, real blood forming an upside-down cross. That night, Clara revealed the truth. The girl wasn't alone. Inside her was something called a vernac, one of the fallen from the third ring of hell. It appears only when a soul is sacrificed in prayer with mispronounced names. Priest Petter had tried to summon an angel, but he misread the words. "And God, this, a vernac, feeds on guilt. And in the village of Grich, everyone has something to hide." The next day, Clara was gone. Only bloodstains trailed from the basement into the forest. On a tree, pinned with a knife, was a torn piece of her habit and a note. "She is his bride now." After Clara vanished, Dragan, though broken, insisted we go after her. "She's not dead, not yet. Take me, Avram, you know where." We slipped into the thick forest of Grich. Thick like tar, no wind, no birds, just silence, unnatural and deep. The trees bore markings, 3 circles connected with a thorned line, the sign of a vernac. In a clearing, we found it, an altar made of bones, children's bones. Clara was tied to a tree, alive, barely. Her eyes turned inward, lips blue. Below her, a circle of ash and blood. The ritual had begun. When we tried to free her, the ground screamed. Literally screamed. A figure rose, 7 feet tall. Faceless, only skin and a mouth without a jaw. It didn't speak. It thought directly into our heads. "She is the vessel. Free her, and Black Night will swallow the world." Dragan stood still. And then he said something no man should ever say. "A vernac, I offer myself instead of her." Wind surged. A scream, Clara's or the forest's, no one knows. The ash circle ignited on its own. Dragan fell, convulsing, as Clara broke free. But her face wasn't the same. In her eyes, a fire, divine or infernal. Dragan began speaking a language unknown to any man. And then the sky flashed, like a soul tearing in two. When we returned to the village, Priest Petter's house was ablaze. But the fire burned backward from roof to basement, against nature. People swore they saw faces in the fire, Milena, Petter's, even their own. No one saw the girl leave. But after the fire, her body was gone. Only a scorched doll remained, still wet with blood. On the wall, written in ash, Milena est in eternum. Milena is eternal. It was later revealed. Petter hadn't tried to summon an angel. He tried to bring back his daughter, Milena. She had died of diphtheria in 1965. He thought the Golden Prayer Book, a forbidden 9th century relic, could restore her. But he brought back something else. Petter was found 1 month later, hanged in his church. A note carved into his back. God turned his face. Avernak looked at me. Clara withdrew from the world. She never spoke again. But every year on June 14th, she walks into the Grich woods carrying holy water and digs 3 times. People say they hear children laughing underground. Dragon, his body was never found, but his recordings survived. In the final frame, his own shadow detaches from him and walks away. But Avernak, not defeated, merely sealed, bound to a body no one has found. Until then, he cannot return, but he does not sleep, never sleeps. People still dream of Milena. They say she visits at night, sits on their chest and whispers, "My name is Milena. Wanna play?" So I'm telling you, son, don't touch things that pray in silence, and never, never go to Grich on St. Vitus Day for more terrifying stories like this. Like, share, and subscribe. Greetings from Grandpa Avram.